There are many incidents that happen every day. However, some of these incidents are so disturbing that you might pee your pants, or worse. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay safe. The first incident we will talk about is the face split incident. Already, this sounds super dark, so let's just watch this explanation.
Face split incident.
The face split incident took place in Spain back in 2009. It all started when two brothers were swimming in the ocean and decided to jump off a cliff. The first brother jumped perfectly and landed safely in the water, without injuries. Then it was the second brother's turn. He was ready to jump, but when he did, he landed on a concrete, splitting his face open.
Oh my goodness, Clouds. I feel so bad for the guy. He just wanted to have some fun.
He then fell into the water. As he floated, his head was completely covered in blood, staining the water around him red. He was rushed to the hospital, and the doctors tried everything to save him, but he sadly died. There's a video of the incident, but I'd rather not watch it. It's too disturbing. Stay safe.
Holy, this is actually so sad. I feel bad for this person. I literally would never wanna watch an actual video from this incident. It just seems too creepy. Comment RIP for this guy in the comments. The next incident we will talk about is actually from a mukbanger, but the things he ate were very disturbing.
Let's talk about
Simental mukbangs.
There was a man from Indonesia. He was known on the year 2003 that is a mukbanger. He was born in March 3.1972 and was known as Horrorman because one day there was a man that died and need to be buried on the grave. And the man, which is known as a mukbanger, started eating the dead body.
Well, Clouds, this is so scary. Why would he eat someone else's body? That is so disturbing and messed up. I would never do such a terrible thing.
A girl found the grave open and called the police, and the police quickly arrived and arrested the man. Well, that's all I know. Goodbye and stay safe.
It is good that this person got arrested. Hopefully no one else got eaten. The next incident is so stinky, and probably one of the most disturbing things I have ever heard before, so I'm sure you won't want to miss this.
Let's talk about.
Two girls, one cup.
So there was this. Two girls that were in a sleepover and alone in their house. But what the other girl did was horrible, and the one discussed one because the girl one said, "Hey, let's go get a cup and go POOP and let's eat it." And what's more crazy is that the girl too said sure.
Who would ever do something so nasty? If a baby did this, it would kind of make sense. But how is a teenager doing something so disgusting?
And then when they got the cup, they started POOP wanting dot in it and then laughing, and after they laughed they ate their own POOP. But then their neighbors saw them, and the neighbor decided to call the police. Then they were both arrested for the one discussed wanting crime. That's all, bye and stay safe.
I am so glad that these girls got arrested, because this could have gone worse. Like, what if these girls decided to give the POOP to their siblings or other people? That would be very bad. Please don't ever try this, Clouds. This next incident is actually so creepy, so we should just go straight into the video. Watch until the end.
Let's talk about.
Three men, one hammer.
There was this man that was peacefully riding in his bike until these two guys came up to him and smashed his bike's wheels with a hammer. And after that, they then smashed a man's 𝗀34D, and the man was bleeding so hard.
This is probably the creepiest story I have ever heard. Before, I think I almost peed my pants. But let's keep watching.
After the man was conscious, they then carried his body to a snowy forest. The body of the man was then putted laying down in the snow, and then the other man pulled out a screwdriver and stabbed the man's tummy countless times. The poor man was bleeding in his mouth, and while he was breathing, the bellody on his mouth were bubbling. They then also stabbed the man's left eye, which bleeded so much. After that, they tied his 𝗀34D body on a tree and started taking pictures.
No. Oh my goodness, Clouds. I am actually shaking right now. That is so sad. Why are people so cruel? This is so messed up. Let me know in the comments if this story made you feel sad. This next incident is also about a mukbanger. However, this had a much more disturbing ending, so you won't want to miss it.
Part 3. Mukbangs. Before we start, can you follow me on Roblox? Thanks. This all started when a man from the Philippines decided to do mukbang.videos to earn money and to help his family for it. A few days later, not long ago, some of his so-called follower challenged him to eat a chicken bone, which is not very good for people. He made that video and gained much views, but what he didn't know is that he died just after a few days, and the person who challenged him to do that hasn't been arrested. Like, why? I feel absolutely bad about that man, even though he don't know me. And if you want to support him, he has a TikTok. Here's his user. And his brother are the one doing the mukbangs now, because 𝘀𝘂𝗯𝗀𝗏𝗏 died. Condolences, by the way.
That is so sad. I never knew that eating a chicken bone could make someone die. I do not know why someone would comment that. It is just so cruel. I am glad that the brothers still do TikTok. I hope they continue to make good mukbangs. I found another disturbing incident. We need to talk about. This one is called the skin case. So once, there was a sailor, and he noticed something strange in the river. When he got close, he realized it was the skin of someone's body, which is so disturbing. This video explains it well.
This is considered one of the most shocking cases in Polish history. On January 6, 1999, a sailor in Poland noticed something strange floating on the river. It was long and pale and it smelled very bad. And as he leaned in closer to get a better look, he saw an ear attached to it. Now, what I'm about to say next is very disturbing, so be warned. After the sailor found this substance, DNA testing then indicated it was the skin of a missing woman named Katarzyna Zawada.
That is actually so sad. I wonder how this woman went missing. Let's keep watching.
And whoever did this to her turned her skin into a suit and was likely wearing it. So at this point, only her skin was found. Until January 14th, when pieces of her clothing and one leg was found also in the river. 17 years later, 52-year-old Robert J. was arrested for this. He previously worked in a dissection lab, meaning he was skilled in preparing animal skin. And he allegedly also knew the victim. As of October 2022, 23 years since the victim was found, Robert J. is still awaiting trial. As he remains in custody, investigators are allegedly gathering more evidence to solve the case. Follow for more.
This is so disturbing. Like, what do you mean they were wearing their skin? How could someone do such a thing? I recommend you all to not search up pictures from this incident, as it is so sad. The next incident was actually from a K-pop star, which means K-pop might be very dangerous. Let's keep watching to see what happens.
The dark story behind.
The tile incident.
You might not know who is this guy, right? His name is Tile and he is a K-pop idol from the group called NCT Dream. You might be shocked what he did. Basically, Tile's a 12-year-old girl. Which means Tile demanded that the 12-year-old girl reveals her to him. He messaged only young girls and wanted to seize girls and wanted it to take a picture and sent it to him.
This is probably the most disturbing and disgusting thing I have heard today. I can't believe a K-pop star this big would do something like this. Never talk to random people you meet on the internet. Clouds.
But some of young girls said that it's illegal and doesn't want to send it to him. And I think that Tile rage and 𝘂𝗯𝗀𝗏𝗏 them. The people were shocked of what Tile did. So people begins to destroy Tile's photocards and his pictures. And SM, the CEO of the company, kicked Tile out from NCT Group. He's in jail for this. So please girls, keep your safety with you. And by the way, we don't know who was the girl, or what happened. There's no CCTV footage, but I think it will reveal it soon.
It is very good that he was kicked out of his group and sent to jail, but I feel so very bad to all the little girls he did bad things to. I would never let kids near a man like this in my life. If I ever see this man, I would throw my mom's slipper at him. This next incident was very popular on TikTok a couple years ago because of how disturbing it was. Let's watch this explanation.
Let's talk about
The cat in a blender incident.
this incident. Happened in May 2023. It involved a calico cat being blended by a man.
It started when he put the cat in a blender and began turning it on and off repeatedly. Eventually, he stopped turning it off and left it running. The cat was in extreme pain as it was blended, while the man was laughing.
How could someone do such a thing to an innocent cat? I have had over for cats and I love all of them so much I couldn't imagine doing something like this.
The cat continued to meowing for help as its organs and blood spread inside the blender. After that, he put the cat in a microwave and continued laughing until the cat died. Initially, the video went viral in China, then it spread internationally. It got so popular that Chinese netizens were able to locate and find him. The man was identified as 𝘀𝘂𝗯𝗀𝗏, a Chinese food blogger and social media influencer from Anhui province. He was detained for only 15 days, because in China, animal cruelty is not considered a serious crime. May the cat rest in peace.
I can't believe anyone would do this to their own pet. That is so cruel, and he needs to be locked up for the rest of his life, not just 15 days. The fact he was laughing is also very sick. If you want to know what the guy looks like, this is his face. This last incident is probably the creepiest one of them all, so you have to watch to the end. You can't miss this.
Explaining incidents, part 2.
Fire breathing incident.
This man was from USA. He is known for breathing in fire, which is his talent. But one day something tragic incident had happened during the show. During his performance, he was lighting up a fire on a torch or whatever it's called, and putted it in his mouth, but then he accidentally swallowed some of the fuel. After it, he then burped and the fire was under his stomach.
This sounds so horrifying. I would never want this to happen to me.
After just 1 second, his stomach and body exploded, and the people who was watching him perform thought it was part of the acting, and his body parts went on people's faces. Later on, his head was found on the popcorn machine.
You all, if I went to the show, I would be screaming my lungs out in the crowd, because that is way too scary. The first incident we will talk about is
the Quiet Carnival.
And this was a theme park is very creepy and disturbing. This video will explain everything.
Did you know in the United States there are people who claim to have visited a carnival that doesn't exist? They call it the Silent Carnival. Witnesses say it only appears once a year, on the back roads of rural towns. No one sees it arrive. One night there's nothing, and the next, a glowing midway stretches across an empty field. The rides spin with no sound. Ferris wheels turn in silence. The 𝘀𝗂𝗯𝗏𝗏 music plays, but only inside your head.
Although this is a little confusing, it's very creepy. I heard if you go here, you will also be stuck here forever.
Locals who've stumbled on it say the workers are strange. Carnies with pale faces, wide eyes that never blink, and smiles too sharp. When you ask how much the tickets cost, they don't speak. They just hold out their hands. Some gave coins, others blood. One man swore he saw his own name on the ticket stub. Inside, the prizes aren't stuffed animals, but jars of teeth, broken clocks, dolls with beating hearts. The cotton candy tastes like ash, the drinks like iron. And once you walk into the House of Mirrors, some people never find their way out. In the morning, the carnival is gone. Just dead grass where the rides stood. But those who entered say they hear the music for weeks, faint at night, pulling them back. And every year, a few people disappear on country roads when the carnival returns. Their cars are found abandoned, doors open, tickets still clutched in their hands. So if you're ever driving past a glowing Ferris wheel in the middle of nowhere, don't stop. Because once you step inside the Silent Carnival, you might never leave.
Clouds, this story does sound a little fake, because how does an entire carnival disappear in just one night? However, digged on the dark web and found a video of someone going into this carnival, so let's watch it.
Yo no sé por qué me asumí. Yo no sé por qué me asumí.
It sounds like this guy was so scared that he started crying. His voice also sounds distorted and very creepy. Clouds, if you ever see a creepy carnival, please run away. The next theme park incident we will talk about is the
Upside Down incident.
Basically, people went on a ride that went upside down and flips you back up. But something bad happened that caused the ride to get stuck upside down. I think some of them might still be stuck up there. Let's watch this explanation video.
We have a massive update on the people that were stuck upside down for over an hour, and this will make you never want to ride a ride ever again. So this took place during a middle school field trip in Portland, Oregon, and the full story behind this gets insane, because not only are people saying that they're never going on a roller coaster again, but that the people that were stuck upside down for so long are gonna have permanent effects, because they were on so long, and even doctors have been saying that this is gonna have a lot of issues, because with too much blood to the brain, but now now, the people that were on the ride are finally talking about it. This guy just said that it was really scary. This guy said, still bleeping suffering from severe migraines due to being trapped upside down for 26 minutes at Oaks Park.
I feel so bad for the people. If you didn't know, migraines are headaches. Basically, because of this ride, people had headaches for weeks, which probably hurt so bad.
Another person says, I was on this ride at Oaks Park with my little brother. He fainted and still has a migraine. We were forced to finish the ride, which was awful.
Clouds, I did some digging on the dark web again and was able to find a video of the incident, so let's watch it. So it turns out there were even bees up there, meaning they might have been getting stung too. This is all too scary for I would probably pass out. Let's hope this never happens to us, Clouds. You all might not know this, but being stuck upside down isn't the worst thing that can happen, because sometimes they can snap and horror breaks out. This video explains everything.
This is the aftermath of an amusement park ride that snapped in half in Saudi Arabia. It's called the 360 because it goes in a 360 loop just like this. And this all happened at Green Mountain Park on July 31st, where the central support pole literally snapped in this moment. Now for community safety, I can't show you the actual full video. But as you can see, 1 second it was fine, and then it just gave way and it snapped in half. And these people swung and collided into this metal pole before falling to the ground.
I couldn't imagine this happening to me. Like, imagine you're on a ride and it just breaks down. That is horrifying.
And when it hit the metal pole, it did so hard that it literally blew people's shoes off that were on the other side. This is what the aftermath looked like, and 23 people were injured, 3 people were critically injured, and even people that were not on the ride got injured from falling debris.
I feel so bad for all the people that got injured. I really hope they are okay. I was able to find the full clip, so I am going to play it now. This is so sad. I hope everyone in this video recovered from their injuries, but Clouds, these next incidents are crazy, so let's keep watching. This next theme park is called
the Skywalk.
And this is super disturbing because it is actually 10,000 feet up in the air. That means if you fall, very bad things will happen. This video shows everything.
This skywalk in China is crazy. Welcome to the Dream or Division theme park in the mountainous region of Chongqing. It's home to various high-altitude stimulation attractions and challenges like this one. Are you brave enough to come here?
That looks so disturbing because what if she slips? My legs are super wobbly, so I think I probably would. It is good that a wire is holding her up, so maybe nothing bad will happen to her. Phineas and Ferb was my favorite show. However, one day it was hacked live on TV. Let's take a look.
Phineas and Ferb just released their creepiest episode yet. In an earlier episode this season, Buford created a bunch of Candace skin suits. And at the end of the episode, one of the molds that got tossed in the trash ended up getting hit by Dr. Doofenshmirtz's Revivinator. And now, a few episodes later, the now alive skin suit has come for revenge.
Clouds, it seems like they made an episode about skinwalkers, which is horrifying. I found deleted footage of it, so let's check it out. Holy Rumi, the episode just started and it's already creepy. It seems like the girl is stuck in the skinwalker's body, and it gets even creepier, so keep watching.
Again.
Holy Clouds, that ending made me jump out my seat. You all, I think Phineas and Ferb is safe to watch. Just be careful about which episodes you watch. We all love watching Bluey, however there are some very dark episodes with secret lore. Let's take a look.
I'm gonna play, guys!
Who's the pup that loves to play?
Bluey!
Clouds, the video just started and I'm shaking in my boots. This is gonna be the scariest episode ever.
Introducing a new friend.
Your name is
Gringos.
Gringos. Gringos. Gringos.
I killed Bingo. How could I kill Bingo? Something is deeply wrong with me. Now it's your turn.
Holy moly, this is horrifying. Clouds, I was able to find some lore on this episode. Let's take a look.
If you hear wrapping paper tearing itself at 2:45 a.m. on Christmas Eve, don't check the tree. Bluey is already there, sitting perfectly still in front of the last present. Rule 1. If Bluey looks up and smiles, smile back. Don't speak. She's deciding whether you're part of the game. Rule 2. If she starts wagging her tail and laughing, cover your ears. The laughter means she's stopped pretending. When the room feels colder, the rules have changed. Rule 3. If the Christmas lights switch from white to blue, stay completely still. That means she's winning. If they flicker, she's noticed you watching. If you don't want Bluey to visit you, like and subscribe and leave dog emoji in the comments.
So it seems like after Bluey turned evil, it started showing up to fans' houses, which is horrifying. I don't know if this is real or not, but just subscribe to be safe. 𝘀𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗶 is one of my favorite shows. However, once it was hijacked and it got super disturbing. Let's take a look.
Hi. Darwin, have you seen that DVD anywhere? Darwin! What are you doing?
Oh my goodness, I never knew 𝘀𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗶 could get so disturbing. I probably won't watch it after this. But this next TV incident was super disturbing, so keep on watching. Recently, a woman was on live television. That is when her final moments were caught on camera. Let's take a look.
People who live streamed their own final moments. Part 1. Helen Naibuta, a 23-year-old healthcare worker from Kenya. August 18th, 2022. She was staying at a hotel in Chatsworth when she told her boyfriend she was going to relax in the pool when she then started a Facebook live stream. In the live stream, she was playing around in the shallow end of the pool, but around 11 minutes in, she went into the deep end of the pool where she would struggle staying afloat. She then began drowning, attempting to call for help, but then the video went silent. Guests seen her lifeless body, but they thought she was joking, so they called the office, who called the authorities, which confirmed what happened.
I feel bad for this girl's poor family. I can't believe this happened live, and yet nobody called 911. That is so scary. Clouds, make sure to wear a life jacket. Do you watch Peppa Pig? I bet you didn't know that the Peppa Pig we see is
actually a skinwalker.
This video explains it all.
This is the scary truth behind Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig was diagnosed with cancer at just 2 years old and spent most of her early life in bed. She needed constant assistance and 24-hour supervision from her parents just to keep her alive. Peppa was an embarrassment and a burden to the whole family. One day, her dad had enough and got a horrible idea. He decided to chain Peppa to her bed so she could never leave her room again.
This is so sad. Imagine your brother had a sickness, so your parents decided to chain them to their bed. That is awful.
Years later, her parents had another child, in which they named Peppa. This Peppa replaced the original Peppa, who is still locked inside her room. And if you Google Peppa Pig house wallpaper, something terrifying comes up. At first glance, you can't see it, but if you zoom in, you can see the original Peppa still locked inside her room.
Clouds, this is horrifying. I did some digging and found an episode on the Peppa's clone. Let's take a look.
Oh my god, that is so disgusting. You just gonna leave George?
Let's begin with our first song now.
I don't want to sing a thing with that thing around.
Try to repeat after me.
Stop coming out. You're going to get caught. Oh my god.
1.
George about to get dropped.
2.
Is he trying to get the ball like an idiot?
3.
Oh my...
Holy Lily love braids, you can tell this is the fake Peppa, because Peppa would never do this to her brother. And Clouds, it gets even crazier, so keep watching.
Great work. You can proudly say, I can count to 3.
Oh my god!
In the end, George gets taken and eaten, which is so sad. I think the reason we can still see George in other episodes is because they cloned him. So now we know Peppa Pig is full of clones. Do you remember Labubu's? What if I told you they had their own show? However, it only had one episode because it got
super disturbing.
Let's take a look. If you guys noticed, the Labubus eyes actually moved. This means that the Mega Labubus are coming to life. And something super disturbing is about to happen, so keep watching. After seeing this, it's gonna be hard to play with Labubus, especially because I know they come alive now, but if we all subscribe, everything will be safe. Clouds, have you ever heard of
the bad luck man?
In this video, a guy tries to watch all his favorite shows, but every time he watches in his show, something evil happens. Let's take a look.
You look just like a mouse to me. Small, helpless, trapped.
This isn't funny anymore. Cartoons don't talk like that. They don't. Get away from me. Stay in there. You can't be real.
Holy, that was terrifying. Imagine watching TV and Tom and Jerry comes alive. And there is more, so let's see what happened.
We're not a real family. We never were. But we're real now. And we're coming to visit you. Whole family. Stay away. The whole family, stay away.
Clouds, if you thought that was scary, the Powerpuff Girls also become haunted. Here it is.
Chemical X is you. I need you to complete the formula. Oh no! It's coming out!
After seeing all these clips, I am so scared. But Clouds, these incidents only get
creepier and creepier.
So keep on watching. All of you watching might remember when I talked about the 𝘂𝗂 app. Well, I found out that the 𝘂𝗂 show was also extremely creepy. There are some lost episodes out there that are very dark. Let's watch some of them.
My feet at the table. Do you think I left them in my sandals?
Now I'm going to wash my hands. One day, 𝘂𝗂 just couldn't sit still.
Good news, 𝘂𝗂. I just spoke with Juvenile Detention Center. You are so much.
Holy Labubu, that was actually horrifying. And Clouds, as scary as this looks, the second episode is even creepier. Let's watch together.
Look, I'm like...
This is the most creepy episode I have ever seen from any of the shows we have watched. I wonder if this is real or not, because it just seems too creepy. Either a fan made this Clouds, or someone evil that works for 𝘂𝗂 decided to upload this, which is messed up. I think you all are safe to watch the show. Just be very careful about which episode you are watching. The next show we will talk about is Tom and Jerry. I am sure everyone has seen this show, as it is the most popular show ever. However, this has the darkest backstory ever. Our friend will explain it for us.
The lost episode of Tom and Jerry. Tom Basement. So we all know the cartoon Tom and Jerry, where you can see a cat and a mouse. The cat named Tom liked to chase the mouse named Jerry. Even though Tom liked to chase Jerry, they were still friends. But once, there was one episode where Tom cut the Jerry head with a knife. Here's how it looked like. It may be too creepy and disturbing for those people who watches this, and the episode was deleted from the TV shows. Stay safe and follow for more.
You all, I really think this episode is real. This is because Tom and Jerry came out over 80 years ago, and back in the day, they used to put really bad stuff in TV shows. So I recommend not to watch old Tom and Jerry, as it is really bad for kids. Thomas the Tank Engine is a show everyone watching this video is familiar with. This show actually used to be my favorite whenever I was a baby. However, I never knew the show had a dark past until now. Let's watch this creepy episode.
What is that?
Tank engine. Wow, madness.
Bro. Oh, okay. It's just a train with some fabric on it. All right. So what are the police about to do with the Tommy? What? Why you pull him over? A truck driver hauling a train. Okay. Why are you walking like that? You drunk? Oh, they wanted a picture. Random. He's not far back enough. He's not getting all the. Hey! Oh my God, he's looking. What? Oh my God!
As you can see, that per officer got eaten for no reason by Thomas. The other police officer then got run over by a car, which is super sad. For some reason, this looks like real life and not a cartoon. So if you come across Thomas in real life, the best thing to do is just run away. The final show we will talk about is Peppa Pig. I think we all love this show. However, there are some creepy banned episodes. So let's watch one.
The Peppa Pig Lost episode. When searching for a Peppa Pig DVD at a DVD store, they didn't find anything. They found one. It was dusty, and there was a label that says Peppa Pig do not use. They bought the DVD and went home. Put the disc in, and a weird Nick Jr. logo came on. Then the screen went black for a minute. Then a title card with the words Peppa Pig in blood red. The episode was called Why? The house was on fire. Then a camera panned into the living room. George, Mommy, and Daddy Pig all looked frightened. Then a brick from the ceiling hit George's neck and drew blood. Then it cuts outside. The house crumbles down, but it's still on fire. Then it cuts to a hill with Peppa. She looked sad. Then it went to static for a couple of seconds. Then she reappeared on screen. Her dress was gray. Her eyes was missing. She was covered in blood and was crying. The crying looked like it was photoshopped on Microsoft Paint. Then Peppa aggressively shouted, "Why?
Why did you not watch another episode of me? Thanks to you, my family is dead. Can't you see that I'm suffering? Well, someday, you'll regret it."
Then Peppa ran into the burning building.
So it looks like this creepy episode is more like lost media. So, you all should still be safe to watch normal Peppa Pig. Don't forget to like and subscribe by my clouds. We all love to go outside and have fun, but sometimes the creepiest things happen outside. Today we will look at the creepiest incidents ever. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hype the video to stay safe. The first incident we are going to talk about are the
plane crash incidents.
And this is one of my biggest fears because it is so scary. Like, imagine being stuck inside the plane and you can't even do anything, but pray you survive. Let's look at this video.
That shit just crashed. Holy.
You see the plane still? Oh my God!
Holy clouds, that's scary. Imagine grilling in the backyard and a plane crashes in front of you. It looks like it was a military plane, so luckily there wasn't anybody inside of it and no one was hurt. Do you all think the plane landed somewhere safe? I hope it didn't hit someone's house, because they would end up homeless. But Clouds, the next plane crashes in the jungle, and this is dangerous because animals could hunt you down. The first animal I think of is a tiger or a venomous snake. But in this next video, a chimpanzee actually attacked this woman and ripped out her. I can't say it, but this video explains everything.
The attack of Travis the chimp.
The chimp killed my friend!
What's the problem with your friend?
Oh, please!
What's the problem with your friend? I need to know.
Send the police up! With a gun! With a gun! Hurry
Who
up!
has a gun?
Please, hurry up! He's killing my girlfriend!
What is the problem?
He's killing my friend!
Who's killing your friend?
My chimpanzee!
Oh, your chimpanzee is killing your friend.
Yes. He ripped her apart! Hurry up! Hurry up, please!
There's someone on the way.
The clip I just showed you was the attack of Travis the chimp. Travis was a male chimpanzee who was also an actor. He appeared on many shows and movies, but February 16, 2009, he finally snapped. The woman on the phone was Sandra Harrell, and the woman he attacked was Charla Nash, a friend of the owner. Travis tore off her nose, ears, and hands. He also blinded her in the process.
The 911 call sounded so scary. And why is the police operator so slow? Like, girl, he is trying to ask all these questions while her friend is being ripped apart. Of course, she isn't able to answer them. And guys, I did some research and found out that Travis is a celebrity monkey, and found out the reason he got angry was because the girl was holding his favorite Elmo toy. And if you didn't know, monkeys are actually 2 times stronger than humans, which is why he was able to tear up the poor woman's face, which sounds like a nightmare. But if you think this chimpanzee was scary, Clouds, this next animal incident is even worse and is about an ape, and it's very sad. Some kid crawled into a gorilla habitat at the zoo. Watch until the end because things get scary.
Mommy's right here! Who's done?
Oh my god!
Isaiah?
Okay, everybody back up. I'll take you. He's trying to
Okay, Mommy loves you. I'm right here.
No, he's playing with it. He's playing. He's playing. No. See that? Please protect him.
Isaiah, be calm. Be calm.
Good.
Be calm. Be calm.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Are they coming?
I wonder what the mom was thinking. Like, how does the kid end up in the gorilla habitat if the mom is watching them, and they ended up shooting the gorilla, which is so sad, because the gorilla didn't even hurt the child. Please comment rest in peace for this gorilla. This first incident is called
the neighbor incident.
And this is the scariest thing I've ever seen. This video explains everything.
Terrifying neighbor incident. It's already too late. Time to go home. Ooh, I'm very tired. I have to sleep. What is that creepy sound?
So it seems like this little girl was coming home from school, and right before she is going to sleep, she hears her neighbor. But girls, this next part is crazy, so let's keep watching.
I have to check.
Lay down by the streams, it will sing once more, just to dream in the night.
911, I need help.
Holy huggy wuggy, that was scary. Basically at the end, the neighbor ending up capturing the little girl. I was able to find footage of this. Here is the clip. That looks super scary. It seems like the creepy neighbor put on a mask in this video, that way no one could see their face. Clouds, please make sure you are always being careful and make sure your neighbors are friendly. This next incident is called
the teacher incident.
In this incident, substitute teacher was teaching a class when she started to do very crazy things. This TikTok will explain.
One day, a class had a substitute teacher, and as the day went on, the substitute's behavior became increasingly weird. She was making the kids draw dead people who were cut open with a knife. The substitute would also start putting her hands around some of the kids' necks and squeezing hard, and then begin screaming things about Jesus. All the kids became afraid of her, and a group of brave students managed to sneak out of the class and go to the principal's office and tell them about the substitute.
This would have freaked me out too. Like, imagine you are minding your business and your teacher puts their arm around your neck. Super scary.
The principal came to the classroom not long after, and when he saw the drawings of dead people, he tried to get the substitute out of the classroom, but she refused. The principal then grabbed the substitute and tried to pull her out of the classroom, but then she started to bite his face, and then took a big chunk off of his cheek.
What the roomie? Imagine your face getting bit off. That would hurt so much.
After this, the principal called for backup and the substitute was dragged out of the classroom by multiple people. A few days later, all of the kids' parents were called into the school for a meeting, and the school then explained that the substitute teacher was a psychopath, and that she should have never been hired in the first place. Luckily, none of the students were hurt from this teacher, but sadly, the principal got his face bitten off.
I feel so bad for the principal. Clouds, always make sure you are being nice to your teachers. That way this doesn't happen to you. The next incident we will talk about is the toilet. This is a real story where a kid comes home from school and then finds the scariest thing ever. This TikTok will explain it.
Step 1. Get home from school. Step 2. Go out to your family. Go once here. Step 3. Eat all the sweets. Step 4. Feel like poopy. Step 5. Text your mother. Where you at? Step 6. She don't respond. Step 7. Hear noises from the loft.
Okay Clouds, this story just started and I am already scared. And if you didn't know, a loft is another name for an attic.
Step 8. Investigate. Step 9. Find your parents. Step 10. The door is locked. Step 11. Accept your fate.
So at the end of the story, the little kid tries to save his parents, but ends up getting locked in the attic with them, which is so sad. Whoever did this to them is evil. Clouds, please don't go into your attic or this could happen to you. The next incident we will talk about is
the Caillou incident.
And this incident took place when the Caillou show was taken over by hackers. Let's look at these episodes.
Caillou, I knew I had my feet at the picnic table. Do you think I left them in my sandals?
That's me!
Now I'm going to wash my hands. One day, Caillou just couldn't sit still.
Good news, Caillou. I just spoke with Juvenile Detention Center. You are so much.
Holy poopy, that was horrifying. And Clouds, this may look scary, but the next episode is terrifying. Let's watch it together.
Look, I'm like...
This is the most creepiest incidents I have ever seen from any of the incidents we have watched. I wonder if this is real or not, because it just seems too creepy. Either a hacker made this Clouds, or someone evil that works for Caillou decided to upload this, which is messed up. I think you all are safe to watch the show, just be careful which episode you watch. The next incident we will talk about is this is the scariest incident of them all, because this can happen to anyone, not just one person. This TikTok will explain how to avoid it.
If you ever walk into your kitchen and Elmo is cooking meat on the stove, do not cry. That's not normal meat he's cooking, and your dog is missing. Rule 1, do not ask where the Cookie Monster is. He's not here anymore. Elmo has turned Cookie Monster into a cookie and put him in the oven. Rule 2, every appliance and piece of furniture will grow eyes and start talking to you. The couch, the fridge, ignore all of it. Don't respond.
Clouds, I feel like if this happened to me, would instantly fail the challenge. Like, how do I stop myself from responding to a talking couch?
Go to the basement and shut the power off completely. This will stop 𝘀𝘂𝗯𝗀𝗏 from cooking. Rule 3. Grab a flashlight and go back upstairs. The stove won't work anymore. 𝘀𝘂𝗀𝗀𝗏's mad. He'll start appearing around the house. Every time you see him, shine the light on him. It'll scare him away. Rule 4. You need to find 𝘀𝘂𝗀𝗏 fast. Walk straight to the kitchen. Be ready. He'll be about to jump out at you any second now. When he appears, that's your chance. Flash him, throw the flashlight right at his head, and run to the bedroom. Close the door and lock yourself in your room.
I'm glad I know what to do now if the 𝘀𝘂𝗀𝗏 incident happens to me. However, Clouds, I found a video of someone who didn't follow these rules and something crazy happened to him, so watch until the end. I almost pooped my pants. Clouds, I do not want to get attacked by 𝘀𝘂𝗀𝗏𝗏 and his friends, it's too scary. But Clouds, these next incidents get even crazier, so watch until the end. The first incident we will look at is about the
Paradise website.
This video explains it.
This is the one website you should never visit. Users of 𝘀𝘀𝗯𝘀𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝑐𝑜M have reported strange encounters that no one can explain. You will be welcomed by a blank screen with one question. When you click on it, 2 doors appear on your screen, prompting you to select the correct door to proceed to the next game. Both doors will take you to the Paradise Isn't For You page. What's odd is that as you scroll down the page with 2 doors, a man appears peering through the other door. The face has been reported to haunt users in their dreams to this day. No one knows who created this site and why, but...
Oh my god, Clouds, that literally makes me feel anxious. What do you mean this website has a guy peeking through a door that haunts people in their dreams? That is literally so scary. Also, why is it called Paradise? I thought paradises were nice and safe places. Luckily, as of now, the website has been taken down, but who knows when it may come back up. What if the guy who made it went missing due to the man in the website, and that is why the website has been taken down? But this next one is even scarier. This next website is a
cursed online shoe shop.
This video explains it.
Somebody went on the dark web and found a bunch of creepy listings for shoes, and most of the shoes appear to be covered in blood. Now there's a lot of creepy theories. One is that you are buying the shoes that somebody passed away in. Another theory is that you are buying a deceased body along with the shoes. If we take a look here, it says Nina. It has people's names, Nina, Clara, Daniel, and then it has ages. Age 18, age 17. That is absolutely horrifying. Yeah, look, all of them are covered in blood.
Oh my gosh. So you're telling me someone is selling dead people's shoes? That is so messed up, bro, and their blood is on it too. I really hope the dead bodies don't actually come with the purchase of a shoe, because if it's true, I would literally start throwing up. This really goes to show how scary this world actually is. I tried finding the website online, but it looks like the owner took it down. Like, bro, imagine trying to buy shoes and all of a sudden a whole body comes with it. Thank God this website is gone, and hopefully gone for good. This next one might
be even scarier than the last one.
This website has videos that literally sent chills down my spine. This video explains it. Clouds, that jump scare made me jump out of my chair so hard I fell from it. Oh my god, my soul just left my body. Dude, why is there a video of a literal witch on the internet? I thought these were just Halloween decorations, but no, these are real monsters that are on Earth. Maybe all of those childhood stories were real. I did some research, and apparently witches kind of existed many centuries ago during the medieval era. They caused a lot of chaos among people, and even Shakespeare made a story about them. Hopefully that video is old and they're gone for good now. This next story might be the
scariest one of all time.
Someone was just searching the internet and accidentally found this video.
Dark web footage that got leaked.
He has been trapped inside a basement for several days. She would hold a sign that said help me on it to a security camera, hoping for someone to notice her. But no one seemed to help her, so then this happened.
Clouds, why do I feel bad for that poor girl? She was trapped in that room for what probably felt like forever for her and then was attacked by a scary looking monster. And what was that monster? It was so tall and looked like Slenderman as a girl. What would you guys do if you saw this monster? I did some research and found out that this girl was likely kidnapped by a very creepy person. She was not one of their first victims, and the monster in the video is believed to either be the creepy person or their creation from their past victims. Like, imagine being stuck in a basement just to become what attacked you. I would literally freak out. This next video genuinely had me shaking. It's about a
creepy place in Paris,
and this video explains it.
We know this video originated there, but no one knows who uploaded it. In the footage, we see a young woman completely frozen in terror, curled up in a corner. The only thing we know for sure is that she is inside the Paris catacombs. For those who don't know, beneath Paris there is a massive network of underground tunnels stretching across the entire city. These are known as the catacombs. Officially, only a small part of these tunnels is open to the public as a tourist attraction. Long ago, they were used to store the bones of the dead. But people eventually discovered illegal entrances, and many decided to explore the forbidden sections as an adventure. Unfortunately for the woman in this video, something went terribly wrong. A creature with a human-like shape, but deeply disturbing, can be seen moving just a few meters away from her, as if it is searching.
Bro, that woman looked so scared. Her eyes looked like she was suffering, and she was literally covering her mouth with her hand. Like, bro, I really hope that she is okay and that monster was kind enough to let her go. But how did she end up in an ancient grave? Like, bro, she probably was abducted. I did some research and found out that it is pretty common for people to go missing in the catacombs in Paris. Like, there have been quite a few people to go in and never come out. Do you guys think the monster made these other missing people their victim too? I've really wanted to go to Paris, but this video is making me second guess my decision. This next video might be the
biggest unsolved mystery on the internet either.
It was posted on the dark web and this video shows it. Clouds, why are there just mysterious men running in the woods? That's really scary. If I were driving the car, I would start going the other way. Whatever they were doing, it can't be good. What do you think these very well dressed, but mysterious and potentially dangerous people were up to? The next trend is the
lip balm trend.
Trends that should have never been trends part 2. The lip balm trend. I don't know when this trend started, but I can tell you how the lip balm trend works. The trend starts when someone grabs a lip balm and applies it daily. Note that they apply the lip balm until it runs out. So when the lip balm runs out, the person who applied the lip balm daily ends themselves. If you want to do this trend, do it at your own risk. Please stay safe, you guys.
This trend is so messed up. So basically, someone uses the lip balm until it runs out. And when it does run out, they basically end everything. This almost makes me cry. I also am mad at the creator of this TikTok, as they told their fans to do it at their own risk. But nobody should do this at all. If you are doing this for any of your family I would tell them to stop right now, as it is not good. The next trend we will talk about is the timer trend. This is similar to the lip balm trend, but much more disturbing. Let's see what happens.
Trends that should have never been trends. PD5. The timer challenge. This one consists on people putting a timer of 24 hours. When the timer was over, people would 𝘂𝗯𝗀𝗏 themselves. Some people would fake it for likes or attention. Thank you so much for 4,000 and stay safe.
So basically, people would put on a timer for 24 hours or less. Then, they would wait to see if anybody reaches out for help. If the timer goes off, they would end themselves. Even though, most of the people that made TikToks about this were lying, this trend is still sad, because some real people did actually lose their lives. Just like the lip balm trend. If you feel like doing something bad like this, let your parents know, that way they can help you. This next trend is called
the penny trend.
The worst trends to ever exist. Part 1.
The penny challenge.
What people would do was put a penny between a phone charger that was plugged in halfway. When people did this, they expected a little shock. But bigger things happened for some people. People caused houses to catch on fire and caused fires in schools.
To be honest, as crazy as this trend is, I can understand why someone would do it. Sometimes I haven't wanted to put stuff in the outlets to see what would happen, but I had to stop myself. Lol. And it seems like nothing too bad would happen, because it's just a penny, right? But that's the complete opposite. Because of this trend, some people's houses burnt down, and much more catastrophic things. As much as you may want to, please don't put anything in outlets. The next challenge is known as the Skull Breaker Challenge. And by the name, you can already tell this is gonna be pretty bad.
Another dangerous trend is the Skull Breaker Challenge. For this challenge, 3 people would have to participate. The middle person's objective was to jump as high as they can, while the other 2 people kick both legs of the middle person. This would make the jumper fly back really fast, causing head injuries, back injuries, and more. Many people were sent to the hospital due to this trend, and it is said that a guy from Sweden got paralyzed from doing this trend. The person in the middle would be tricked into jumping for a photo, so the middle person never agreed to be kicked and face injuries. Don't ever attempt these challenges.
This trend is actually so sad, because it is your own friends doing this to you. Imagine your own friends tricking you, and then you end up being paralyzed. That would be so sad, because you would not be able to move for the rest of your life. This is one of the worst trends we went over today. Please don't ever do this.
Trends that shouldn't have been trends. PD5, the Tide Pod trend. The Tide Pod trend was a very dangerous trend. Most of the victims of this trend was children under 9 or less. A Tide Pod was a little pack that had cleaning chemicals in them, and seeing videos of others eating the pods, kids would too. This took place in 2017 to 2019 in December. It was so sad how a little pod could most likely end your whole life. In somewhat 2018 it made its way to the news. The news warned parents and their kids about eating Tide Pods. Once the Tide Pod made it to your throat, it would clog your vocal cords and stop your breathing. This ended in late 2019. They were taken off the market until 2020. The trend was then forgotten. Thanks for
Clouds. She said that this trend was forgotten, but I remember trend perfectly. I remember all the kids at school were talking about it, and some of them even did it. A lot of kids ended up sick, and someone lost their lives. As edible as Tide Pods looks, I recommend not to eat them as they obviously hurt you. The next challenge we will talk about is the Benadryl challenge. This is a type of medicine you take. However, people on TikTok started to do the wrong thing with it.
Trends that should have never been trends. PT11, the Benadryl challenge. This challenge emerged in 2020. It would include Benadryl, a medicine used to treat allergies. In this challenge, the participant would deliberately consume higher than the recommended doses of the medicine. Too much of it can cause hypothermia, organ damage, a coma, or even death. Several have been hospitalized. And 15-year-old 𝘀𝗂𝗯𝗶𝗶, an Oklahoma teen, passed away from an overdose after attempting to take part.
This is so insane. I am starting to wonder who starts these challenges, and why did they start them, as they are all so evil. So basically with this challenge, you simply take a bunch of Benadryl. However, that is very bad for you. I hope that none of you do these, as they are all harmful. The final challenge we will talk about is the Blue Whale Challenge. This is actually the creepiest challenge of them. Also, please make sure to watch until the end.
Trends that should have never been trends. PT2, the Blue Whale Challenge. This game originated in Russia 2016. How it worked was a stranger with this PFP. A man disturbingly dressed up as Goofy would message you asking if you want to play a game.
Did you, Clouds? See that man's face? It is so creepy. I actually remember seeing this trend. Now that I see his face, it used to terrify me so bad. Out of every creepy myth I have gone over, this one is the worst by far.
If you said yes, the stranger would give you a series of challenges. Harmless at first, but then they would ask you to hurt yourself. Eventually, they would ask you to end your life. And if you refused, they would find where you live and do it themselves.
Oh my goodness, this sounds awful. And Clouds, you may think it ends here, but this gets much worse. People on TikTok actually decided to make this a huge trend, where everyone changed their profile pictures to this creepy man and text to people, "Want to play a game?" After they got the victim to play a game, they would play this creepy video, and at the end of the video, the creepy TikTokers would start to look for them. This is probably the creepiest thing I have ever seen in my life, and the things that these people were doing is awful. Like, why would you ask all these terrible questions to kids? That is so disturbing. I hope this trend never comes back. The first trend we will talk about is the evil clown trend. This was a trend during Halloween, where killer clowns would go around your neighborhood and even chase you. Let's see what this video says.
Trends that never should have existed. The clown trend that became a very big issue. From my understanding, it was just people promoting a movie at first. But it very quickly turned into bad people using it to their advantage. People took it way too far, and it should have never gone past a Halloween prank.
I was a kid when this happened, and every time I saw a clown, it really scared me. I am sure many of you weren't alive when this trend started, so here is this really good explanation.
Blast from the past. Do you remember the 2016 clown sightings? Because what on earth was going on there? I remember these clear as day, and I think I was about 14 at the time. So if you have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about, let me give you a rundown. So in 2016, there was a global hysteria that was going around about people dressing up in killer clown costumes and like scaring people.
I am so glad this trend is not popular right now, because this used to terrify me. I remember one time, me and my friends even saw one and ran so quickly.
Randomly, out on the street. Like, I shit you not, people would dress up as clowns, go out into the street and just scare random people. Like, to the point where people were getting attacked with, like, weapons and just, like, being chased on the Ring doorbells. These clowns would come up to the door, they'd chase their cars, they'd have, like, axes and stuff. It was crazy. The first sighting was reported in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and it turned out that this first sighting that kick-started the whole thing was sort of promoting a movie. I'm not sure what film it was promoting, but that was where it started.
I never knew this, Clouds. So the first sighting was just a silly person making a movie, and it led to so many children being chased by clowns.
But some sources claimed that these clown sightings started all the way back to like 2013, 2014. But for some reason, after this like one sighting, the world ran with it. Like, this was happening everywhere. Like, my friends had like horror stories about this happening to them, about people being chased by people dressed up in clown costumes. It was wild. It was to the point in some countries they stopped selling clown costumes while this was going on. The Russian and British embassy sent out warnings about these like clown killers and to like be aware of them and to not approach them. And on 2016 Halloween Eve, so the night of October 30th, there was supposed to be a clown purge where all these clowns were going to come together and carry out a purge-like situation, which thankfully never happened. And as you can imagine, many people were arrested for doing this, but I couldn't actually find many serious instances of like anybody dying or like anything like that.
So before the clowns got arrested, they planned to take over neighborhoods and chase children, which is so terrifying. I recommend to never join this trend. If it comes back, as you might get arrested. I am sure everyone knows what brain rot it is. However, it has gotten too far and has even got disturbing. This video will explain everything.
Let's talk about
𝗀𝘂𝗯𝘀𝗃𝗃.
Recently on Facebook, there is a post about the 𝘀𝘂𝗃𝗃𝗯𝗃 brain rot. This was posted in May 3, 2025, but it is now deleted. So there is this one kid who couldn't sleep because of a specific brain rot, which is 𝘀𝘂𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃. The kid kept waking up on exactly 3:17 at the middle of the night, not 3 p.m. or 3:30 p.m. When the kid wakes up, he was very scared and kept crying. So 𝘀𝘂𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 has 17 letters right. That's why he kept waking up on 3:17 p.m. He would just stare at the window, not speaking or moving. This is because he kept dreaming about 𝗀𝘂𝗯𝗀𝗃𝗁𝗃 𝘀𝘂𝗯𝗃 if he sleeps, and if he doesn't wake up on 3:17 p.m. He thinks that 𝗀𝘂𝗯𝗀𝗃𝗁𝗃 will hit him with a baseball bat. The kid was only 7 years old, by the way.
Holy chicken, that is so terrifying. I always had a bad feeling about Italian brain rip. That's why I never will do these trends. I don't think it's bad to play games like Steal a Brain Rot, but I would stay away from bad brain rot trends like this. This next trend confused me so bad. Because what do you mean? People are pouring boiling water on themselves just for a challenge.
Trends that are dangerous.
Boiling water challenge.
Basically, in this trend, a person would boil water, go outside and pour it on themselves. This caused many people to get third-degree burns. Some people even put salt in the water so it'd be more painful. The salt would hurt the wounds because the person also got badly burnt. Many people had to go to the emergency room or the hospital. Stay safe.
I feel so bad for everyone that got hurt. But this is not the only trend that involves water or salt. There is also another trend where you eat a bunch of salt until you get sick.
Trends that should have never been trends. Part 1. The salt water trend. This is when you will put as much salt in water. Some people would have heart attacks. Some would even die. Please don't do this trend, by guys.
So I'm guessing you just pour a bunch of salt into water and drink it, which is super dangerous. I do not get why anyone would do any of these trends. They are all super harmful. I really recommend to not do these trends. This next trend was a performance trick that a lot of magicians do. Most of the time it goes well. However, one time it went really badly. This video should explain everything.
Let's talk about magic show gone wrong. This show was performed by a man and his wife. They're supposed to cut the wife into 3 pieces. She gets in the box, and the guy starts sawing her legs. It all seemed to be going well until they got to the head part. The man was about to cut her head, but the wife's head got stuck in the box. She can't pull her head through the middle part of the box, so she couldn't change her head into a fake one. The wife was trying to signal the problem, but the man didn't notice because of the background music and the chainsaw. Then, the wife's head was being... This show was absolutely horrifying. Please don't watch the video, especially if you have a weak stomach. Stay safe.
Holy flip-flops clouds. That actually so sad. Imagine how many young kids saw the video, or even saw it in real life. I feel so bad. If any of you all want to be magicians when you grow up, I would recommend to do very safe talent show tricks that will get no one hurt. The next trend we will talk about is the timer trend. This is similar to the lip balm trend, but much more disturbing. Let's see what happens.
Trends that should have never been trends. 𝗴_5. The timer challenge. This one consists on people putting a timer of 24 hours. When the timer was over, people would 𝘀𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗃𝗁𝗃 themselves. Some people would fake it for likes or attention. Thank you so much for 4,000 and stay safe.
So basically, people would put on a timer for 24 hours or less. Then, they would wait to see if anybody reaches out for help. If the timer goes off, they would end themselves. Even though most of the people that made TikToks about this were lying, this trend is still sad, because some real people did actually lose their lives. Just like the lip balm trend. If you feel like doing something bad like this, let your parents know, that way they can help you. This next trend is called
the penny trend.
The worst trends to ever exist. Part 1.
The penny challenge.
What people would do was put a penny between a phone charger that was plugged in halfway. When people did this, they expected a little shock, but bigger things happened for some people. People caused houses to catch on fire and caused fires in schools.
To be honest, as crazy as this trend is, I can understand why someone would do it. Sometimes I haven't wanted to put stuff in the outlets to see what would happen, but I had to stop myself. Lol. And it seems like nothing too bad would happen, because it's just a penny, right? But that's the complete opposite. Because of this trend, some people's houses burnt down, and much more catastrophic things. As much as you may want to, please don't put anything in outlets. The next challenge is known as the Skull Breaker Challenge. And by the name, you can already tell this is gonna be pretty bad.
Another dangerous trend is the skull breaker challenge. For this challenge, 3 people would have to participate. The middle person's objective was to jump as high as they can, while the other 2 people kick both legs of the middle person. This would make the jumper fly back really fast, causing head injuries, back injuries, and more. Many people were sent to the hospital due to this trend, and it is said that a guy from Sweden got paralyzed from doing this trend. The person in the middle would be tricked into jumping for a photo, so the middle person never agreed to be kicked and face injuries. Don't ever attempt these challenges.
This trend is actually so sad, because it is your own friends doing this to you. Imagine your own friends tricking you, and then you end up being paralyzed. That would be so sad, because you would not be able to move for the rest of your life. This is one of the worst trends we went over today. Please don't ever do this.
Trends that shouldn't have been trends. PT5, the Tide Pod trend. The Tide Pod trend was a very dangerous trend. Most of the victims of this trend was children under 9 or less. A Tide Pod was a little pack that had cleaning chemicals in them, and seeing videos of others eating the pods, kids would too. This took place in 2017 to 2019 in December. It was so sad how a little pod could most likely end your whole life. In somewhat 2018 it made its way to the news. The news warned parents and their kids about eating Tide Pods. Once the Tide Pod made it to your throat, it would clog your vocal cords and stop your breathing. This ended in late 2019. They were taken off the market until 2020. The trend was then forgotten. Thanks for
Clouds, she said that this trend was forgotten, but I remember trend perfectly. I remember all the kids at school were talking about it, and some of them even did it. A lot of kids ended up sick, and someone lost their lives. As edible as Tide Pods looks, I recommend not to eat them as they obviously hurt you. The next challenge we will talk about is the Benadryl challenge. This is a type of medicine you take. However, people on TikTok started to do the wrong thing with it.
Trends that should have never been trends. PT11, the Benadryl challenge. This challenge emerged in 2020. It would include Benadryl, a medicine used to treat allergies. In this challenge, the participant would deliberately consume higher than the recommended doses of the medicine. Too much of it can cause hypothermia, organ damage, a coma, or even death. Several have been hospitalized. And 15-year-old 𝘀𝗂𝗯𝗶𝗶 in Oklahoma teen passed away from an overdose after attempting to take part.
This is so insane. I am starting to wonder who starts these challenges, and why did they start them, as they are all so evil. So basically with this challenge, you simply take a bunch of Benadryl. However, that is very bad for you. I hope that none of you do these, as they are all harmful. The final challenge we will talk about is the blue whale challenge. This is actually the creepiest challenge of them. Also, please make sure to watch until the end.
Trends that should have never been trends. PT2, the Blue Whale Challenge. This game originated in Russia 2016. How it worked was a stranger with this PFP. A man disturbingly dressed up as Goofy would message you asking if you want to play a game.
Did you, Clouds, see that man's face? It is so creepy. I actually remember seeing this trend. Now that I see his face, it used to terrify me so bad. Out of every creepy myth I have gone over, this one is the worst by far.
If you said yes, the stranger would give you a series of challenges. Harmless at first, but then they would ask you to hurt yourself. Eventually, they would ask you to end your life. And if you refused, they would find where you live and do it themselves.
Oh my goodness, this sounds awful. And Clouds, you may think it ends here, but this gets much worse. People on TikTok actually decided to make this a huge trend, where everyone changed their profile pictures to this creepy man and text to people, "Want to play a game?" After they got the victim to play a game, they would play this creepy video, and at the end of the video, the creepy TikTokers would start to look for them. This is probably the creepiest thing I have ever seen in my life, and the things that these people were doing is awful. Like, why would you ask all these terrible questions to kids? That is so disturbing. I hope this trend never comes back. We all know people sadly die every day, but some of these deaths are so disturbing that you will pee your pants. Make sure to like and subscribe to never die. The first person we will talk about is the Jessica. This woman had a passion for the ocean and loved dolphins, but one day something went wrong, so let's see what happened.
It's over for Jessica Radcliffe. Yes, you waited well. She lived for the ocean, for creatures that run at its doors. I explain everything to you, but just take a second to subscribe. Do not pass this video without leaving rest in peace in the comments. She was already one of the most respected coaches in the world. His passion for orcas was deeper than his career. It was an obsession with life. A dream that led her to every step by her real name, Marina Lisaro. A young, smiling orca trainer, loved by everyone. And yet that day, something changed. The orca she considered her friend, her partner, suddenly changed her gaze.
I feel so sad. What did the orca do that? Let's keep watching.
In a flash, he catches it. Trains at the bottom of the basin. The water becomes red. The cries are drowning in silence. The public remains frozen, helpless. And the cameras film what many describe as one of the most terrifying moments ever seen in a marine park. Except that after this drama, nothing, no trace, just viral videos, rumors, and this name.
Clouds. I feel so bad for the poor woman. She just wanted to have fun with her orca, but it ended up killing her. Comment rest in peace for her. The next death we will talk about is a woman from Poland, and it was so disturbing. So there is a sailor on his boat, and he saw something weird in the river. This video explains it well, so watch until the end.
This is considered one of the most shocking cases in Polish history. On January 6, 1999, a sailor in Poland noticed something strange floating on the river. It was long and pale and it smelled very bad. And as he leaned in closer to get a better look, he saw an ear attached to it. Now what I'm about to say next is very disturbing, so be warned. After the sailor found this substance, DNA testing then indicated it was the skin of a missing woman named Katarzyna Zawada. And whoever did this to her turned her skin into a suit and was likely wearing it.
What the boba clouds is this is terrifying. Somewhere out there, someone was wearing a suit of her skin.
So at this point, only her skin was found. Until January 14th, when pieces of her clothing and one leg was found also in the river. 17 years later, 52-year-old Robert J. was arrested for this. He previously worked in a dissection lab, meaning he was skilled in preparing animal skin. And he allegedly also knew the victim. As of October 2022, 23 years since the victim was found, Robert J. is still awaiting trial. As he remains in custody, investigators are allegedly gathering more evidence to solve the case.
I am so sad that this happened to this poor woman. I can't believe someone would do this. This next death was a woman from Mexico. By the way, tell me what country you are from in the comments. Basically, this woman was a live streamer, and there was a fake delivery guy that came into her store, and he shot this woman on the live stream. This TikTok will explain everything.
Let's talk about
the Valeria Marquez live stream incident.
If you haven't heard about this incident, watch this video. This happened in Mexico. It all started with a woman named Valeria, who was live streaming normally on TikTok from her beauty salon. She seemed very happy at the time, talking with her fans. However, a stranger, apparently pretending to be a delivery person, entered the salon and gave her a gift. But the gift was just a trick to get close to her. Then, the stranger pulled out a gun and shot her multiple times. After that, the murderer turned off the live stream. The video left many people in shock. Soon, everyone was talking about the incident and sharing it all over social media, about how Valeria was shot live on TikTok. May Valeria rest in peace. Stay safe out there.
Oh my goodness, this is so horrifying and sad. I feel bad for Valeria. Rest in peace in the comments for this poor girl. Clouds, this next death is so horrifying. There was a little boy trying to sleep in his house, and while sleeping, he heard someone in the house. Somebody saw Lee broke into his house and actually tried stabbing his mother, but he saved her. This video explains it well.
2008, 9-year-old Nathan Thompson faced a nightmare no child should ever experience. Late one night in their home in Scotland, he awoke to the sounds of a violent struggle downstairs. As he crept towards the noise, his blood ran cold. His mother was on the floor, soaked in blood, as an intruder plunged a knife into her again and again. Nathan didn't hesitate. He charged at the attacker, screaming, his small fist pounding against the man's body. The intruder barely flinched before turning the blade on the boy, slashing deep into his face. Blood streamed down Nathan's cheek, pain searing through him, but he didn't stop. He clawed, kicked, did anything he could to distract the man from his mother, whose breaths were growing weaker by the second. His desperate assault bought just enough time. His mother, trembling and drenched in blood, used the last of her strength to crawl to the door and unleash a scream so chilling, it sent neighbors rushing to call the police. Sirens blared in the distance. The intruder, realizing he had no time left, fled into the night, leaving behind a scene of horror. Nathan collapsed beside his mother, gripping her hand, whispering that help was coming, that she had to stay awake. When paramedics arrived, they found the boy refusing to let go, his own face slick with blood and tears. His mother had endured 12 stab wounds, but survived. Nathan's face required stitches, but his deepest wounds were the ones that couldn't be seen. His act of sheer bravery did not go unnoticed. One of Scotland's senior law officers nominated him for a bravery award, honoring the boy who, despite overwhelming terror and pain, refused to let his mother die without a fight. Nathan Thompson, just 9 years old, became a symbol of courage, a child who stood between a murderer and the woman who gave him life.
This was actually a good story. I am glad the boy and the mother lived. Comment if this story made you happy. This next story is insane, because this person actually died on a playground swing, which is crazy. Make sure to watch until the end to hear this story.
This has to be one of the most tragic incidents involving a child you will ever hear. On May 22, 2015, 25-year-old mother 𝗴cie Sims took her 3-year-old son 𝗀𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗿 Dino Lee to the park for some quality time. Once they got there, 𝗴cie placed her son on one of the swings and began pushing him. All was good until 𝗴cie started hearing voices around her and found herself in some sort of trance and was unable to lift 𝗀𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗿 out of the swing.
This already sounds scary. What if a monster took control of her?
And when she snapped out of it, she found herself pushing her dead 3-year-old son 𝗀𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗿 on the swing with police officers surrounding her. It turns out 𝗴cie was a schizophrenic and she forgot to take her medication. And she pushed her son 𝗀𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗿 nearly 44 hours on the swing without stopping. Temperatures fell as low as 51 degrees and it was raining when she was pushing him, which caused 𝗀𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗏 to die from dehydration and hypothermia.
Oh my goodness, I can barely swing for an hour. I can't imagine swinging for 2 days straight. That sounds insane.
During her trial, the judge found 𝗴cie not criminally responsible and sent her free under a 5-year conditional release order, saying that she must see a psychiatrist and take her medication. This case is so sad, and can you imagine being this mother snapping out of that trance? She was probably so scared and confused and was wondering what happened to her little boy.
I can't believe the lady never got in trouble for causing her child's death. What do you guys think? The next story is probably one of the most terrifying things I have seen in my life. In this story, poor woman was torn into a soup, which is crazy. Don't forget to watch until then.
Let's talk about Before we start, can you follow me on Roblox? Thanks. Blank Room Soup is known to be one of the videos of the website called Dark Web. You may see a man eating a soup, but the soup he is eating was his wife. Why? Because the 2 masked guys killed her wife and made her eat soup. You can see the tears on his eyes, and he is crying because his wife is dead, and he is gonna be next. Then, the 2 masked guys patted his back comforting.
This sounds so awful and sad. I was actually able to find footage of this incident. So let's watch it. This is the creepiest thing ever to me. Not only this, but there is also another video of them kidnapping someone, so here it is. This is so awful, and apparently these people are still on the loose. So make sure to stay away from anyone that looks like this.
𝗴cie incident.
𝗴cie was known for behaving strangely in the elevator. She has strict parents who sometimes wouldn't let her travel alone or without them. But one day, she was thrilled to be able to travel to downtown Los Angeles by herself. She arrived in Los Angeles on January 26, 2013, and checked into the Cecil Hotel on January 28. On January 31, 2013, she disappeared from the hotel. Her parents were worried and tried to contact her, but couldn't reach her.
This sounds terrifying. Imagine going missing. My parents would be so scared.
They reported her missing, but there was no sign of her for weeks. Meanwhile, guests at the Cecil Hotel started complaining about the water being black and having an unusual taste. The hotel staff investigated, and on February 19, 2013, they found 𝗴cie body was found floating in the hotel's water tank on the roof.
Oh my goodness, this sounds so disgusting. I feel so sad for the poor girl and the people in the hotel because the whole time they were drinking that girl's body and they didn't even know it.
There were no signs of trauma, and the initial conclusion was an accidental death. However, footage from the hotel elevator showed 𝗀𝘂𝗯𝗀𝗶 acting strangely. She was pressing multiple buttons and seemed disoriented and distressed.
It turned out the reason the girl was so scared was because she was being chased. The person that was chasing her probably ended her and put her in a tank, which is so sad. Rest in peace. This last death is the worst thing I have ever heard in my life. You cannot miss this, so watch until the end.
Let's talk about
𝘀𝘂𝗯𝘀𝗰𝗿𝗶𝗏.
In the 1990s, a Mexican television channel broadcasted information about missing people. These broadcasts often appearing during commercial breaks, aimed to spread awareness of missing individuals. Each broadcast featured the person's name, age, and date they went missing. One particular broadcast, however, people were shocked. The broadcast of Celine Delgado, a woman who went missing on April 22nd in 𝗃𝗏𝗏, Obregón, Mexico City, was allegedly interrupted during a children's television show. Her photo was replaced with an unsettling image.
Selene Delgado López, de 18 años, se extravió el 22 de abril en la delegación Álvaro Obregón. Selene Delgado López se ignora su paradero desde el 28 de mayo del año 2000.
If I saw this live, I think I would actually poop my pants. That's how scary it is.
Delgado López, de 18 años, se extravió el 22 de abril en la delegación Álvaro Obregón.
People were shocked because of this. It was interrupted by this man. And thousands of children were horrified.
I did some digging on the dark web and found out that this man was actually the one that kidnapped this girl and was the reason that she died, which is so sad. Comment rest in peace. If you made it here, some cartoons have lost episodes that weren't meant to be seen. From twisted episodes of Bluey and Mickey Mouse, today we will look at the creepiest cartoon episodes. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay safe. The first show we will talk about is 𝘀𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗏. I love the show and thought it was innocent. However, this is completely the opposite. This video will explain everything.
The Amazing World of 𝘀𝗀𝗯𝗏 has a lost episode, titled The Grieving. That we see 𝘀𝗀𝗯𝗏 crying in a corner of his classroom, his parents Nicole and Richard crying in their house wearing black clothing, and Anais crying walking in on them now screaming.
This story sounds so creepy. I digged on the dark web, and was able to find the original episode. So let's watch it and see what happens. This episode is so sad to me, seeing all of my favorite characters from 𝘀𝗀𝗯𝗏. That almost made me cry. I think 𝘀𝗀𝗏𝗏 might be safe to watch, but please don't finish this episode. The next show we will talk about is
Courage, the Cowardly Dog.
And this, one of the creepiest things I have seen of all time. Let's watch this.
Let's talk about one of the most scariest children cartoons ever made. Now, if you're like me and when you were young you liked horror stuff, 𝘀𝗀𝗯𝗏 the Cowardly Dog was definitely one of our favorite shows. The show involved a little pink dog that lived with his two elderly owners in the middle of nowhere. But why was it so scary? The show featured some of the most uncanny monsters and villains, too scary for, a children's show. This is from the episode King Ramses, and if you remember this episode, it scarred us for life. The show felt like a fever dream where, nothing is normal and all of a sudden something super creepy and disturbing would happen.
I remember watching this show and seeing a bunch of creepiest stuff, but I was able to find the creepiest episode of them. Also, let's watch this.
I just know something bad is going to happen. Huh?
When I saw this, I thought, I actually pooped my pants because it was so scary. After seeing stuff like this, I don't think any of us should watch this show anymore. All of you watching might remember when I talked about the 𝘂𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗏. Well, I found out that the 𝘂𝗂 show was also extremely creepy. There are some lost episodes out there that are very dark. Let's watch some of them.
My feet at the picnic table. Do you think I left them in my sandals?
Now I'm going to wash my hands. One day, 𝘂𝗂 just couldn't sit still.
Good news, 𝘂𝗂. I just spoke with Juvenile Detention Center. You are so lucky.
Holy labubu, that was actually horrifying. And clouds, as scary as this looks, the second episode is even creepier. Let's watch together.
Look, I'm like...
This is the most creepy episode I have ever seen from any of the shows we have watched. I wonder if this is real or not, because it just seems too creepy. Either a fan made this clouds, or someone evil that works for 𝘂𝗂 decided to upload this, which is messed up. I think you all are safe to watch the show. Just be very careful about which episode you are watching. The next show we will talk about is 𝘂𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗏, and this show has a lot of scary things, so you want to make sure to watch until the end. Something about this video is just so creepy to me. I do not like it. I did some digging on the dark web and actually found out the dark truth about 𝘂𝗂𝗯𝗏. This show was made to hypnotize kids. However, it is even worse than that. There is a creepy story that says a parent left their child watching 𝘂𝗂𝗯𝗏 overnight. However, for some reason, the 𝘂𝗂𝗯𝗏 character stopped dancing, and the screen started flashing. As the character stared at the child was hypnotized and sat there in shock for hours. The mother took this child to the hospital, where he stayed for a week. I think I was able to find the footage of the creepy 𝘂𝗂𝗯𝗏𝗏 episode the child watched. So let's see how bad it is. After this creepy man showed up, flashing began to happen, but I cut it out so you clouds wouldn't be scared. But after seeing this, I can say this is extremely disturbing and scary. The next show we will talk about is The Dancing Fox. You may have not heard of this before, but it is one of the most disturbing cartoons ever.
Let's talk about The Dancing Fox. BTWPLS support my Roblox account. Thank you. There was a man who wanted to make a kid's cartoon with a fox, but the problem was that he didn't have a fox. He went to the forest to search for a dead fox. After he found a dead fox, he started to rip the fox's skin off, and he took the fox's organs out. Stay safe.
This makes zero sense to me. Like, why did he have to grab a real fox and do all those bad things to it? Like, girl, you can literally just buy a furry costume for cheaper, and it would look cuter. I understand that fox costumes cost a lot of money, but if you don't have money, you can always get a job. I don't know, clouds. I think this is very disgusting. I bet that the show itself is also disturbing, so I recommend you do not watch it.
Let's talk about Peppa Pig. So, we all know Peppa Pig is a fun show. We all watched, right? Well, there's a scarier side to Peppa Pig. On March 7th, 2025, someone named 𝘀𝗂𝗯𝗏𝗿 posted a video which showed Peppa Pig's house. Yep, we all know her house as yellow-colored house on a hill. Let me show you the video.
You are telling me that this whole time, we thought it was a cartoon, that it was actually a real place, with real pigs and clouds. This isn't the end of the story. Peppa Pig also has a secret sibling that no one knows about. In this photo you can see that there is not one sibling, but 4 of them. They also appear to look super similar to Peppa Pig. Some people believe that they are clones of Peppa Pig, and when Peppa gets in trouble, her parents get rid of her and replace her. That way more episodes can be made. This makes sense to me because in the show, we never see Papa Pig and Mommy Pig open up the basement, because that's where they hide the clones. I think this show is safe to watch, but it does have a creepy backstory. The next show we will talk about is
Pico-chan.
I don't know much about her, but for some reason she kind of scares me.
Let's talk about
Pico-chan.
So Differently Pico-chan is a cartoon that is for kids. And it's famous. It is a candy that is from Japan. But it has a dark story. That her and her mom and her brother is poor. So they don't have a food to eat. And the mom has an idea. Her mom broke her arm and let them eat the mom's arm. And Pico-chan started eating her mom's arm. And Pico-chan killed her mom and eat her. And when you search Pico-chan, you see the tunch is out. Is it because she is looking at her mom's blood?
That was darker than I thought it would be. I can't believe she ate her own mom. There is no excuse for doing something so evil. Like that, I really hope her brother is okay. Like and subscribe if you love your mom and siblings. The next show we will talk about is The Loud House. Clouds. I used to love this show. However, I recently found out there were a lot of dark episodes. So let's take a look at some.
I'm just so hungry. I need something. Please. Wait. Finally, I can eat. No. No. Please. It's been weeks. I just need something to eat.
This is already so creepy, but keep on watching, it gets even creepier.
Okay, kids, we're home. Where is everybody? Jesus Christ, what's that smell? Rita, hit the lights. Rita, something's not right here. Where's the flashlight? Give me a second. Oh my God! Good heavens, what's going on in here? Lola? Lincoln? Stay back! Lincoln, no! 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 Rita, run, bitch! Get off me, piece of shit!
This episode was very crazy, so it seems like Lincoln's parents were only giving food to the girls, and not the boys. This made Lincoln very hungry, so whenever he left the house he ate his siblings, which is so sad, to be honest. I think the parents should have just fed Lincoln. That way none of this happened. After seeing this episode, I would recommend you all to be careful what episodes you watch and make sure they are safe. The last show we will talk about is Sid the Science Kid. I loved watching this show as a kid, but didn't know its dark history. Please watch until the end to find out.
Hey Mom, hey Dad.
Hey buddy.
I have a very important question. I want to know, where did I come from?
Where did you come from? Alice?
Yeah. Well, we might as well tell him the truth.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Sid. You walk right through that wall, and you'll find out exactly where you came from.
What?
Mom and Dad have totally lost it.
No, really, you can do it. Just go right through the wall and ask your big question. Here, look. Huh?
Whoa! Yeah. That's totally cool. Okay,
all right.
Let me try.
Yeah?
Oh, this is weird, but awesome. Okay, bye.
This does not seem kid-friendly at all.
Bye-bye. Whoa! Oh, hi!
do you guys know where I came from? Okay. Well, good luck with all that stuff you just said, and, gotta be going now. Bye!
Hey, look who's back. So, what'd you think, son?
I never want to go back to that world again. I don't even want to think about it.
Oh, you won't have to.
No, just, take a look right here.
Okay.
Holy K-pop, that actually terrified me. After seeing this, I won't ever watch this show again. The first show we will talk about is Hello Kitty. I am sure all of you clouds have watched this before. However, this show is secretly very disturbing.
The dark story behind
Hello Kitty.
Hello Kitty is a very popular Japanese cartoon character. You probably have noticed that Hello Kitty doesn't have a mouth. It all started with a mom whose daughter had mouth cancer. And the terrible thing was doctors weren't able to help save her. She went to various churches, but it didn't help, so she decided to make a deal with a demon. The deal was to make a character called Hello Kitty in order for her daughter to live. Soon, the character was made and it blew up tremendously among children. Kids who owned a Hello Kitty doll or toy didn't know that they were playing with a demon.
So you are telling me this whole time that Hello Kitty was secretly a demon? That scares me so much. I am Christian, so if I knew this, I would have never played with her. I feel like, if the mom kept on trying to heal her daughter, she wouldn't have had to make a deal with a demon. Clouds, if this story is true, please stay away from Hello Kitty. The next show we will talk about is The Dancing Fox. You may have not heard of this before, but it is one of the most disturbing cartoons ever.
Let's talk about The Dancing Fox. BTWPLS support my Roblox account. Thank you. There was a man who wanted to make a kid's cartoon with a fox, but the problem was that he didn't have a fox. He went to the forest to search for a dead fox. After he found a dead fox, he started to rip the fox's skin off, and he took the fox's organs out. Stay safe.
This makes zero sense to me. Like, why did he have to grab a real fox and do all those bad things to it? Like, girl, you can literally just buy a furry costume for cheaper, and it would look cuter. I understand that fox costumes cost a lot of money, but if you don't have money, you can always get a job. I don't know, Clouds. I think this is very disgusting. I bet that the show itself is also disturbing, so I recommend you do not watch it.
Let's talk about Peppa Pig. So, we all know Peppa Pig is a fun show. We all watched, right? Well, there's a scarier side to Peppa Pig. On March 7th, 2025, someone named 𝘀𝘂𝗯𝗀𝗿 posted a video which showed Peppa Pig's house. Yep, we all know her house is yellow-colored house on a hill. Let me show you the video. We can see it being the exact same as it's on the hill. It's yellow, and we can't forget about the red brick roof. Now the creepy part is, do Peppa and her family really live there? Is that an abandoned house? Nobody really knows. But from the video, we saw it was in some area with a lot of sand and trees. It looks like an isolated area as well.
You are telling me that this whole time, we thought it was a cartoon, that it was actually a real place, with real pigs and clouds. This isn't the end of the story. Peppa Pig also has a secret sibling that no one knows about. In this photo, you can see that there is not one sibling, but 4 of them. They also appear to look super similar to Peppa Pig. Some people believe that they are clones of Peppa Pig, and when Peppa gets in trouble, her parents get rid of her and replace her. That way more episodes can be made. This makes sense to me because in the show, we never see Papa Pig and Mommy Pig open up the basement, because that's where they hide the clones. I think this show is safe to watch, but it does have a creepy backstory. The next show we will talk about is
𝘀𝘂𝗯𝘀𝗰𝗿𝗿.
I don't know much about her, but for some reason she kind of scares me.
Let's talk about
𝘀𝘂𝗀𝗀𝗯𝗏.
So Differently 𝘂𝘂𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗃 is a cartoon that is for kids. And it's famous. It is a candy that is from Japan. But it has a dark story. That her and her mom and her brother is poor. So they don't have a food to eat. And the mom has an idea. Her mom broke her arm and let them eat the mom's arm. And 𝘂𝗀𝗯𝗀𝗿 started eating her mom's arm. And 𝘂𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗃 killed her mom and eat her. And when you search 𝘂𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, you see the tunge is out zip because she is looking at her mom's blood.
That was darker than I thought it would be. I can't believe she ate her own mom. There is no excuse for doing something so evil. Like that, I really hope her brother is okay. Like and subscribe if you love your mom and siblings. The next show we will talk about is The Loud House. Clouds, I used to love this show. However, I recently found out there were a lot of dark episodes. So let's take a look at some.
I'm just so hungry. I need something. Please. Wait. Finally, I can eat. No. No. Please. It's been weeks. I just need something to eat.
This is already so creepy, but keep on watching, it gets even creepier.
Okay, kids, we're home. Where is everybody? Jesus Christ, what's that smell? Rita, hit the lights. Rita, something's not right here. Where's the flashlight? Give me a second. Oh my God! Good heavens, what's going on in here? Lola? Lincoln? Stay back! Lincoln, no! 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 Rita, run, bitch! Ah! 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 Get off me! I don't give a shit!
This episode was very crazy, so it seems like Lincoln's parents were only giving food to the girls, and not the boys. This made Lincoln very hungry, so whenever he left the house he ate his siblings, which is so sad, to be honest. I think the parents should have just fed Lincoln. That way none of this happened. After seeing this episode, I would recommend you all to be careful what episodes you watch and make sure they are safe. Squid Game is a show that all of us love, but did you know that the Squid Games actually happened in real life? This video really shocked me, so make sure you watch until the end.
Did you know that these were the real-life Squid Games? Back in 1980, Brothers Home was a notorious facility located in Busan, South Korea. It evolved into a so-called social welfare institution by the early 1970s. However, it became infamous for its role in the systematic detention of the homeless, mentally ill, and other marginalized individuals during a period of political repression in South Korea. The facility was essentially a concentration camp disguised as a welfare center. It was part of a broader government initiative aimed at cleaning the streets of perceived social outcasts, particularly as South Korea prepared to host international events like the 1986 Asian Games and the 1988 Summer Olympics. Reports indicate that around 38,000 people were forcibly taken off the streets and confined within Brothers Home, where they faced harsh conditions and abuse. The people held in these concentration camps were forced to perform certain activities that required physical exertion, and if they did not comply, they were severely punished. In summary, Brothers Home serves as a stark reminder of the darker chapters in South Korea's history, reflecting the struggles of social outcasts and the state's oppressive measures during a tumultuous period. This act inspired the Squid Game series, reflecting many aesthetic and real-life similarities.
So basically, Squid Game saw these real-life Korean games and made it a show. However, Squid Game is much more disturbing, so I'm sure many of you play the Roblox games, but don't watch the actual show. I recommend you do not watch the show until you are much older. Clouds, while looking for more creepy apps, I came across a Peppa Pig lost episode, and this is actually one of the most disturbing things I have ever seen. Let's watch a little of it right away.
Hey George, wake up, let's play outside. George.
It seems that Peppa forgot that this George is not real. He's just a doll made for her not to feel alone.
This is already so creepy. And in this episode, it seems like George is dead or doesn't exist. And Peppa Pig is talking to an imaginary George.
But it's not working. At least her family is downstairs, and Peppa goes there to talk to them.
Daddy, what are you doing? Daddy, please talk to me.
Holy God, Peppa. You are very boring. Go play outside with George, and leave me alone.
I feel so bad for Peppa, like, why is the dad reading bad stuff in front of her? And everyone seems to be ignoring her. She just wants friends.
Daddy Pig doesn't want to be disturbed when reading his magazine. He was just thinking about...
Sorry to bother you, Daddy. I'll talk to George and Mommy.
In this clip, we can see that the whole Peppa Pig house is so much dirtier than it usually is. I think that this episode was showing another universe, where Peppa Pig lives in a very bad house, with a bad family. If you want to watch the rest of the episode, it is on TikTok, but it is very disturbing. What did you think about these shows? Don't forget to like and subscribe by my clouds.